Salop Fan TV presents The Final Word. Matchday audio vlog written by Guy Smith. Shrewsbury Town 0, Charlton Athletic 1. Saturday the 14th of September, 2024. This time last week I was holed up in a dodgy holiday inn in Redditch wishing I could hit the bar after our defeat in Mordor. Tonight I'm at home nursing a tumbler full of nectar of the glens trying to work out how to make another defeat sound like a moral victory. I fear I'm going to struggle. Never has the phrase, "it's the hope that kills you," been more appropriate. Shrewsbury are slowly slipping into the mire, and I can't see a rescue rope anywhere handy. Charlton are a side whose history has long been a milestone around their neck. They've been marooned in L1 for a good while now without really threatening to escape. This season I fancy them to make the play-offs. They have spent a few quid, and with a certain Greg Docherty in their ranks, I think they are well worth an each-way punt. With all that in mind, they were always going to be the kind of opposition you don't really want to face after a defeat like last Saturday. The Addicts came flying out of the blocks and Town were immediately on the back foot. They dominated possession and Docherty and Coventry both went close before Town had rubbed the sleep from their eyes. The signs weren't looking good. Finally in the 10th minute Joe got a shot away which woke Mannion up. Where there's life there's hope. Slowly but surely Town worked their way into the game and pushed the visitors back. The young one Sago Jr. and Castledine led the charge, ably supported by Gillihad in the middle, Mal Benning and Luca Houle out wide. The link-up play was all forward-thinking. I can't recall too many passes back to Savin. There was an energy about Town which surprised me as much as it did Charlton. Leo had a couple of speculative punts which showed intent more than accuracy. If there was any initiative to be had, Town were the ones showing it. They were finally looking like a team, and a half-decent team at that. In contrast, Charlton appeared a tad rattled, and Mr. Stockbridge waving a yellow to Mitchell and Ramsey emphasised the point. His decisions weren't always Salop-friendly, especially when he waved away appeals for a penalty when Sago Jr. went down. From where I was sitting it looked like he was going down anyway, so I didn't feel it was a penalty, but am quite prepared to admit I'm wrong. Town were playing the best football I've seen them play all season. All that was missing was a goal. Where have I heard that before? Just like last Saturday, Lloyd was here, there and everywhere, but had naught to show for his efforts. In my opinion he needs a partner to pick up the pieces, but the likeliest candidate was sat on the bench. The half ended with Salop well and truly still in the game. To be fair, they had won the first half on points, but yet again their inability to create a clear-cut goal-scoring had let them down. I'm guessing the gaffer was calling for more of the same in the second half and hoping for a little divine intervention to aid the cause. Neither side made any changes at the break, and we all sat back hoping Town would carry on where they left off in the first half. Well, those hopes lasted all of 5 minutes before things went pear-shaped. Houle conceded a corner which was floated to the far post. Josh Feeney, who until then had hardly put a foot wrong, was beaten to the ball. It looped across goal and ended up with a Hadmi who poked it home from close range. Sitting in the south stand with aging eyes meant I didn't fully see what happened, but my first thought was, why didn't Savin clean everyone out of the way and claim the ball? Maybe when I get to see the replay it will all become clear. Once again we had conceded what can best be described as a soft goal. So now what? With our inability to score there was every chance that was game over. Charlton had given themselves something to hold on to, and they were going to do just that. Town huffed and puffed, but looked like a rubber ring which has sprung a slow leak. Minute by minute you could sense the momentum disappearing. Leo sent an effort over the bar, and Lloyd showed why energy alone doesn't make you a centre-forward. He had an effort from close range, which Mannion saved, when really he shouldn't have smelt it. Castledine was the one player who looked like he might be able to drag us back into the game, but the half chances that came his way he snatched at, and they duly disappeared. By now the visitors were in control without looking anything special. They had us at arm's length and did just enough to keep us there, and we didn't have an answer, just flailing arms. With 15 minutes left, Tom Bloxham replaced Sago, I'm guessing in the hope he would reproduce the wonder cameo he had against Orient. Considering we had waited for years for that to happen, I wasn't holding out much hope. To be fair to the lad, he was quickly involved and linked up well with Gillihad and Leo, but none of them looked likely to unlock the door. I was looking at the bench hoping that Tommy O'Reilly would be making an entrance, but all I got was shippers for Leo and Marquis for Winchester. It all smacked of too little too late, and you could sense around the meadow that we were resigned to another defeat. The half petered out without anything of note other than a booking for Marquis. At the final whistle the away end erupted. Charlton had done what all successful sides try to do, win when you aren't on top of your game. I've lost count of how many home games we have lost since Hurst arrived, but it's way too many. There is probably little difference between our home and away form since his arrival. I said I would give it 8 games before I passed judgment, and I stand by that, but it's fair to say that right now I'm not feeling the love. I've got my Mansfield and Bolton tickets, and we desperately need something from one if not both of those games. Whether we will remains to be seen, but if we can play like we did in the first half today, we at least have a platform to build on. The defence is finally looking more secure than at any stage this season. Where it all falls down is in attack. We're not totally toothless, but we're not far off it. I don't know how Hurst is going to turn things around, but something needs to change, and soon. Maybe it will be at Mansfield next Saturday. As I said at the start, it's the hope that kills you. Enjoy what's left of the weekend, and we go again next week. Until next time, Floor eat Salopia.